But where's the X-Men? Well, what's up everyone, Jared from Patriots and Pop Culture here, and it is official, Marvel's MCU Phase 4 officially has dates for all of their theatrical releases for 2022 and 2023. With the 3 films that are already coming out this year, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals, Marvel has released and names of 7 more MCU films and also teased the Fantastic Four. There are no updates on Fantastic Four except for a logo so far. So let's go ahead and take a look at the updated slate. In addition to the 3 movies that we already knew were coming out in 2021, Spider-Man No Way Home now has a release date of December 17th, 2021. This anticipated 3rd movie in the MCU's Spider-Man series is rumored to not only star Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but somehow connect his universe to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and their versions of Spider-Man. And then in 2022, we start out March 25th, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which will also be starring Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. Thor Love and Thunder, May 6, 2022. Thor Love and Thunder will bring Natalie Portman back to the MCU as Jane Foster, the brilliant astrophysicist who once dated the God of Thunder and was also kind of an Infinity Stone for a while. That was from Thor The Dark World, where she was the Ether. Thor Love and Thunder most likely is going to be the end of Chris Hemsworth's Thor, and we will be seeing Natalie Portman's Jane Foster take up the role just like in the comics. Because that's what the MCU is doing right now, is taking all of the popular characters that made this franchise what it is and replacing them with identity politics. Speaking of identity politics, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the new title. July 8th, 2022. The featurette revealed Wakanda Forever as the title for Black Panther 2. Director Ryan Coogler has stated that he will not recast the character of T'Challa after actor Chadwick Boseman's tragic death in August 2020. We close out 2022 with what people thought was going to be Captain Marvel 2, but it looks like the MCU has no faith in Brie Larson whatsoever because they've renamed it The Marvels. November 11th, 2022. The logo for the Marvel shows both Captain Marvel star and the trademark swoosh of Kamala Khan, the new Miss Marvel in the comic books that nobody reads because it's just an awful book. So this is probably the title for Captain Marvel 2. The MCU will introduce Kamala Khan in a Miss Marvel TV series airing on Disney Plus later this year. We jump into 2023 with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. Lovecraft country star Jonathan Majors will play iconic Marvel villain Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. That's really all we know, at least so far. And the second film for 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th. We know absolutely nothing about this movie yet. James Gunn is going to be coming back to direct it, but right now he's finishing up his DC project, The Suicide Squad. So they haven't even started filming. It is rumored that Thor will be a part of that as well, but given the fact that Thor Love and Thunder comes out well before this film, we don't know if Thor is even going to be Thor anymore. So at this point, who knows? And then, of course, we have the tease for a new Fantastic Four film directed by John Watts, who previously directed Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. We have no news on what the story's going to be. We have no news on casting. We know absolutely nothing about this film. But hey, the logo looks pretty cool. I guess that's a start, right? It is highly speculated that they will continue doing this 4 movies per year format moving forward. So we can only imagine that 2023 will most likely end with a Fantastic Four film and Captain America 4, starring our new Captain America, previously the Falcon. So let's talk about Black Widow for a minute. Black Widow was supposed to come out last year, and we all know what happened last year. Everything got pushed back. Black Widow is a prequel that takes place before Infinity War. Black Widow does not look appealing at all. 5 years ago, this would have been amazing, but they waited way too long to give her her own solo film. She's already dead, so there's absolutely no stakes in this movie whatsoever. We know she's going to come out of it completely unscathed because this takes place before she died. So we know that she's not going to be in any kind of danger whatsoever. I am curious to see if in Captain America 4, Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson will be taking over Captain America, as we saw in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which the entire show was basically just a virtue signal that apparently it is impossible for a black man to succeed in America. Then by the end of it, he succeeds. So it made absolutely no sense. At the end of Avengers Endgame, Steve Rogers gave the shield to Sam. At the beginning of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he gives it to the government. And then for some reason, he got mad whenever the government decided to appoint a different Captain America, a war hero, by the way. Unfortunately, it was a war hero with PTSD. And he was actually one of the most interesting characters in the entire show. But I am curious to see if they're going to have Bucky continue on with Sam, since they're going to be a team now. At least that's what it looked like by the end of that series. And there is a rumor about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that somehow, because Spider-Man No Way Home comes out before it, and there's rumors that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is going to be involved in the third installment of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, that Tobey Maguire is also going to be making an appearance in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as his iteration of Peter Parker from 19 years ago. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is going to be interesting, considering the fact that T'Challa is now dead. How are they going to handle that in the movie? We have no idea if he's going to be dead or not. We're assuming that they're going to say that he died off camera somehow. Possibly have somebody else in the suit to show his death at the beginning of the film. And then it's going to be whatever his sister wants to do, most likely taking up the mantle. Everything is about these strong, powerful women, which is all good and everything, but they're telling us that they're strong, powerful women. We already know that. You don't have to keep shoving it down our throats. So, Siri is most likely, I think that's her name, is going to be taking over the role of Black Panther, most likely in that film. There's also talk about Michael B. Jordan coming back, even though his character died in the first one, so maybe he didn't die. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how they play that one out. We know absolutely nothing about Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania. We know who the bad guy is. It's going to be Kang. The most interesting thing to me has been what they're doing with what we thought was Captain Marvel 2. Because it is now the Marvels. By the way, can we just go ahead and say that Kamala Khan's costume looks god-awful? Yeah, it looks like it does in the comics, but in the comics it also looks god-awful. So, and on top of having Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, they're going to have who was the original female Captain Marvel in the comics, Monica Rambeau, who made her adult debut in WandaVision. Somehow she got her powers by walking through a portal and getting a bunch of compliments of reaffirmation. Yeah, that was a little lame. But it's a much better character than Carol Danvers is. So maybe them doing this name change means that they're going to pass the torch to her. But where's the X-Men? They did a Fantastic Four tease. And we haven't really had a decent Fantastic Four film ever. I mean, you can make a case for the one from, what was it, 2005, that it was okay. But Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer was awful. The 2015 Fantastic Four had potential with great actors, but more Fox studio meddling ruined that. And of course, they had a lot of controversy by changing the origins anyway. But we've had a few good X-Men films, so we know that that's a popular franchise. And the speculation is that they have no idea what they're doing with the X-Men, because you have people over at Marvel who are contemplating even calling them the X-Men because it says X-Men in it and it's not inclusive enough, which is absolutely ridiculous. If you change it to the mutants, nobody's going to know who that is. The normies are going to have no clue. Just call it X-Men. If you have to do your recast because it's a different universe and the original started 21 years ago, by all means, go ahead. Recast. Even Wolverine. Nobody is off limits. Hell, Tony Stark's not off limits if you're going to have a multiverse. You can have another version of Tony Stark make an appearance if you can't afford Robert Downey Jr. or if he's too expensive. Nobody's off limits. But give us the X-Men. Anyway, guys, what do you think about all of this news? Phase 4 has been announced. Dates have been announced. 2021 has 4 films officially now. 2022 has 4 films. And 2023 has 2 announced films. A tease for Fantastic Four. And then possibly a Captain America 4 would be coming out in 2023, since they've already hinted that that's happening at the end of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as my kid says,
click on bell
to get notifications for upcoming videos.